For close to 2 decades in the world of tennis, this familiar sight was a treat for millions and millions of not just his fans, but tennis fans all over the globe. Roger Federer, an artist and the original creator of the dominance that came in tennis, finally announced his retirement from tennis at the age of 41. The Laver Cup that will be played next week in London will be his last competitive outing. 24 years, suddenly on September 15th, 2022, an era came to an end. This is how Roger Federer on his Instagram page announced a very emotional but very practical retirement message.
As many of you know, the past 3 years have presented me with challenges in the form of injuries and surgeries. I've worked hard to return to full competitive form, but I also know my body's capacities and limits, and its message to me lately has been clear. I am 41 years old. I've played more than 1,500 matches over 24 years. Tennis has treated me more generously than I ever would have dreamt, and now I must recognize when it is time to end my competitive career.
So, Roger Federer, in just a 4-minute video, summed up his entire career and once again stated that his body gave him the signal that he had to retire. But it has been a fabulous legacy left by FedEx. One of the greats, Wimbledon, US Open, Australian, French, he's won it all. He in fact set the original benchmark while Rafael Nadal and Novak Djokovic played catch up. However, it does not mean to say that Nadal or Djokovic were the greatest. In one of the interviews that I just did with a former India tennis player, he said Nadal plus Djokovic equals Federer. That is the dominance level that the Swiss maestro had established. So, Roger Federer will retire after the Laver Cup. 24 years of a great career has come to an end. He said past 3 years has been challenging with surgeries and injuries. He knew the body's capacities and the limits, and that is why he decided to retire after playing 1,500 days of competitive tennis. That 1,500 matches of competitive tennis. So, what are the records that Roger Federer has established in his illustrious career? The first player to get to 20 Grand Slams. Yes, Rafael Nadal with 23, Novak Djokovic with 21. But the original benchmark was set by Roger Federer. 103 ATP titles, and just to think, he was 7 away probably from beating the all-time mark of 109 set by Jimmy Connors. Few more years maybe, but unfortunately now he has to bid adieu to the game. Was the first among Nadal and Djokovic to complete the career Grand Slam. Yes, from 2004 till 2010, there was no one dominating the tennis circuit like Roger Federer. 5 consecutive US Opens. Wimbledon, he was winning left, right and center from 2003. 5 consecutive there as well. Nadal only won the career slam after 2010, so did Novak Djokovic. But this is the one stat about his breakup when it comes to Grand Slam titles. He has won 20 Grand Slam titles, and in this, it's a further tribute as to his versatility in all formats. Australian Open, 2004, 2006, 2007, 2010, 2017 and 2018. By the way, 2018 Australian Open was the last title that Roger Federer won. Wimbledon, the original benchmark where he had established himself as the greatest. 2003, 2004, 2005, 2006, 2007, 5 consecutive. And then from 2009 and 2012, 2017, in between there were plenty of heartbreaks in finals. US Open in the Open era 2004 to 2008, absolute dominance. But perhaps this title was the most precious for Roger Federer for the simple reason that because his career coincided with Rafael Nadal's peak at the French Open, he never managed to do it. 2009 he won it because Rafael Nadal was eliminated by Robin Soderling in the 4th round, and Soderling's victory ensured that the gates were open for Federer to win his first and only Grand Slam at the French Open at Roland Garros. When Nadal was there, Federer found it impossible to win the French Open. There are other records also that Federer has established. The year-ending ATP Finals title, 6 he has won. And good news for Rafael Nadal fans or bad news for Rafael Nadal fans, Nadal has never won the year-ender. Djokovic is close to Federer in that regard. He's won the Olympic doubles gold in 2008 in Beijing, and he also secured the silver in 2012. So this is where I think Federer winning the singles gold is also one slight blemish in his illustrious career. 1,251 wins. Imagine, he has a winning percentage of 82. That shows the level at which Federer is. And 237 consecutive weeks as the world number one. 310 overall. Only one man is ahead of him, and that is Novak Djokovic. But this dominance factor sets him in a very different way altogether. Now this is where Federer's brilliance starts to show, but rather imagine 3 players in that same era: Novak Djokovic, Rafael Nadal, Roger Federer. All these 3 players combined have won a total of 64 Grand Slams in the last 19 years. 64. Out of a total of 76 Grand Slams. It is a phenomenally staggering achievement by these 3. Roger Federer fans look away from this. Rafael Nadal fans rejoice, because this rivalry, Federer versus Nadal, was the greatest rivalry that we saw in the Open era. It transcended greatness in a lot of ways. Agassi Sampras in its way was brilliant. Becker Sampras also. But nothing could come close to the Federer versus Nadal rivalry. Nadal has a 24-16 head-to-head record. 14-2 on clay. That's where Nadal just established his dominance. Even at his best, Roger Federer never got the better of Nadal on clay. 8-6 on hard courts, which is very, very surprising. 10-4 in Grand Slam finals. Out of that, 1 is Wimbledon, 1 is Australian, and the remaining are French Opens. Imagine the level of dominance that Nadal had at the French Open. Peak, Roger Federer lost to Rafael Nadal in the Wimbledon final, but peak Roger Federer never defeated Nadal in the French Open. That's the sorry part of it. Federer, however, leads 3-1 on grass and 5-1 in indoor hard courts. So that is where somewhere down the line he balanced it out, but Nadal won most of his Grand Slams by beating peak Federer. Nadal versus Djokovic, Federer versus Djokovic, the other part of that rivalry. Djokovic yet again leads 27-23. In fact, Djokovic is the only player in the history of the sport to have a positive head-to-head record against both Federer and Nadal. 13-6 in Grand Slam titles, and out of that, Wimbledon 2019 perhaps is the most heartbreaking of the lot. Federer had championship points, but he fumbled. And Novak Djokovic won one of the longest thrilling and enthralling Wimbledon finals that we've ever seen. July 14th, 2019 saw 2 freakish instances. One was Federer versus Djokovic Wimbledon final, and that 2019 epic World Cup final between England and New Zealand. Both happened on the same day, on the opposite end of London. Beat that. Djokovic leads 2018 on hard courts, 3-1 on grass. Imagine, most of Djokovic's Wimbledons have come while beating Federer in the final. Federer, on the other hand, only managed to beat Djokovic once in a semi-final at Wimbledon. Clay courts are tied 4-4, so that's how 27-23, it's a pretty close head-to-head, but Nadal unfortunately overshadows Federer in a lot of ways, in most surfaces except grass and indoor hard courts. So today is a very, very sad day for Roger Federer fans, folks, but 24 years of dominance. And by the way, the number 24 is also very, very significant in another great sportsman's career, Sachin Tendulkar. He also lasted 24 years in international cricket. Federer's career has also been close to 24 years. So thank you so much, folks, for listening to a special live. We'll be back with more updates from Sports Today. Press the like, comment and share button. We are also there on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. For Roger Federer fans, remember, he is one of the greatest in the world. For Nadal and Djokovic fans, respect, like you came up with one of the best in tennis. Thank you.